freedom. Here we are, guys, back in sunny Canada, and I am off quarantine. So see behind me here, got this nice Raptor. Picked it up yesterday. Yesterday was my first day being able to leave the premises, and I gotta say, they actually took that pretty seriously. They sent cops to make sure that we were quarantining. I got about 4 different phone calls from government and ministry organizations making sure that we were self-isolating and doing all that stuff, and well, now we're free, so everything is good there. Super excited. I was trying to get some things in order yesterday, grabbed some vehicles, went and got the M5 out of storage, so that's over at Dale's place. And this is my mom's truck, and she had a whole bunch of work done over the winter time, and I went to pick it up, and well, the battery is toast. So I had the charger on it all night. I'm hoping the truck is going to start. There's a brand new battery waiting at Dale's, because I called him up and I said, man, this truck is actually, the battery's so bad, it went into limp mode. I barely got it here. And he ordered a battery. It arrived late last night, so hopefully we have enough juice to get us over there, swap the battery in this, then we're going to start getting involved into some other projects and getting these hands dirty. Actually, I had a garbage bag over this last night just to make sure, in case it rained, that wouldn't get the battery charger wet. So let's see if this thing will start. I'm going to go ahead and crank this up to start mode. This is the first generation of the Raptor, folks, so it is only the 5.4. All right, that's a good sign. Get this charger disconnected. Rolling in the Raptor. Like I said, this is the 2010, so it's got the 5.4 in it, which is a little bit weaker, but whatever. It's a Raptor, and like I said, it's my mom's truck, so that's got a cool factor on it right there, and well, gives me something to drive in a time like this as well, which is good because I gotta go get some car parts. I found another set of 18-inch Borbets, and they are about hour-and-a-half drive away, and the guys actually got some other DECH goodies that are some of them are brand new, never installed, so that's going to be an exciting road trip. And he just happened to have those extra DECH parts. He originally had just the Borbets for sale on Kijiji. Again, that is the US or Canadian equivalent of Craigslist. We do have Craigslist up here, but not very many people use it. And to be honest, I think even Kijiji and all of these sites are slowly being overtaken by marketplace and social media and whatnot. I cannot believe the lineups in the drive-thrus for coffee here. Tim Hortons, folks. So yeah, he had these Borbets listed. There was actually another guy in front of me who had messaged him first, and funny enough, that guy had reached out to me the week before I was leaving Dubai, and he's like, oh, I need some Borbets. Do you know of any? And I said, good luck, needle in a haystack. And these ones popped up, and that guy who had asked me to find him some, he's like, well, I actually found the set of 18s and I'd found a set of 17s. So he went with the set of 17s. He's happy. I'm gonna go after these 18s, so he was nice enough to pass the deal on to me. So gonna pick those up and see what else this guy has. So that's exciting. Yeah, I haven't really figured out which, I guess, priority my projects are gonna go in. I think the first things first, I gotta get the M5 buttoned up. You can see I actually have the idler pulley here. This is off the tensioner arm for the blower belt, and just got some new bearings for this because it was wobbling a little bit. So I'm gonna get that all swapped up, and the AC lost its charge over the winter, so I don't know if the seals dried up or what the deal is there. So hopefully get that charged up, maybe throw some dye in it, and can enjoy that car for the summer. And especially like a day like today, it's going to be hot here in Canada. I think upper 80s, low 90s. So not complaining about the weather whatsoever. Everyone else is complaining, saying that it's too hot. I think it's just perfect. So getting into Foxbody stuff. So up here, as some of you might remember, the DECH number 5 car is in fact up here. I got to follow up with my painter and see what's going on there. And we have the yellow 93 limited edition convertible build, lemon dropped. And there's one more car that I didn't share with you guys. It's a mint 93 roller, original paint, coupe, black on gray leather. The seats had been changed out at some stage, but they are genuine Foxbody leather seats in gray, so the car is a very nice looking car, and it needs a drivetrain. So I'm going to be working on getting a motor and transmission together for that car and putting it back to its glory. That one I am not modifying. It's going to stay stock-ish looking, and not be too modified. You know, might lower it down a little bit, but other than that, some exhaust, but that's it. So if anybody's looking for a super clean, low mileage 93 black coupe, this might be the car you're looking for. And other than that, we have the 4i sitting down in Florida, and I don't know what I can get there. The borders are still closed, so that car might be a stretch. That'll be later on the priority list. And other than that, I have someone dropping off a, I'm not 100% sure of the year, it might be a 90 or an 89 GT. I'll confirm that later, or maybe when the guy drops the car off. And I'm going to install a DECH kit on that car. So DECH kit install video is coming, so we will do that. And I'll show you how a DECH kit can be attached to a GT. A lot of you guys are going to be extremely upset because I'm going to have to cut all of the GT skirts to make it work. But this guy is adamant. He wants a DECH kit on his car. And he's super excited for that. I'm super excited to get it installed. So that's just a few things that we have going on here in the first few days of getting back. So just finished about a 2-hour road trip each way, so I took the better part of the day, but for a very good reason, because picked up a whole truckload of parts here. This all originally started out with just these 18-inch Borbets that I found posted online, and as some of you might know, these are the same wheels that are on the 87 Stalker Vert, and extremely hard to find. So these are, all 4 of them are 18 by 8.5, so they're not staggered, but they're in really good shape. The tires are actually in good shape, so no complaints there. And it was one of those deals where the guy's like, I have some other Mustang parts. So I'm like, all right, well, what do you got? So as you can see behind me, I got seats. These are actually out of an 83 GT hatch. So back then the back seats were not split. So that was an interesting find. Got some 86 GT rear seats as well with the red piping. Actually got a set of 90 to 93 black GT tweed seats that are sitting in the back of the truck. Got a black carpet, which is actually in really, really good shape. So I'm happy about that one. And we uncover some stuff. Look at these things. These are original, never even mounted Ford Motorsport long tube headers, which actually come with all of the collector flanges, the gaskets, everything. The guy bought these new out of the Ford parts catalog way back in the day, never even put them on a car. I got 3 T5 transmissions back here, which you know, it never hurts to have some T5s. We all know that they're getting harder and harder to find these days. a couple tranny cross members, 2 sets of rear lowering springs, and I actually got some really interesting parts that are hiding in the back here. These aren't that interesting, but they're still neat. So brand new red motorsport wires. You can actually see some of the black seats here, and got everything from super retro. Look at these headlight covers. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but I don't know I've even seen these. Like the last set that I saw like this were like the old smoked, or you can get the clears. So those are super cool. Got some Ford Motorsport valve covers, all kinds of crazy stuff. So this truck is full. I'm going to get some stuff unloaded because there's a couple other parts that I want to show you guys that were probably the best deal of the day. So let me get some parts moved around, and I'm going to show you what I got. Yeah, you can get a closer up of these headers. Got a high torque mini starter, which is extremely ironic considering I just bought a brand new one yesterday to do the compression test in that 5-liter motor. And here's just a bunch of, well, we got a fan shroud and bits and door moldings. Actually, no door moldings, sorry. Side moldings, you know, bumper extensions, all that type of stuff. Couple lights. You can see the transmissions in the back here. Got a cold air intake, some flow tubes, you know, lots of really interesting stuff. Here's actually the collector, or the end of the collector that goes on to what would be your mid pipe for these headers, and they even came with all the original hardware here, so it's really hard to see in this bag. But you know, look at this, gaskets, all of the nuts and bolts. Again, it's dusty, it's dirty, but that's a brand new retro find. You know, I was a little concerned because I don't know how low those hang down. I know back in the day a lot of the long tubes did sit down quite a bit, and with my cars always being so low, don't know if I'm going to have a home for them or if I'll just end up cleaning them up and selling them. But what I'm probably most excited about in terms of today's buying is some of this stuff right here behind me. So this guy actually had, and this you probably didn't even see, you were probably looking at the shiny red stuff. This is an original, never been installed DECH AFD version 2 wing. So this is the same wing. I'll put a picture that's on my strawberry car, and also the same that's on the DECH number 5 car. So this wing is the one that stacks on top of the original LX spoiler. It's the second design that DECH did. The first one was more like a GT wing. It was open underneath. The problem that they found is that the DECH cars were LX cars that were getting built. So to take off the LX wing, some of you would know that there's tons of holes under there in terms of mounting points that would have to get welded, filled, and then get the whole patch, or sorry, and then you would have to get the whole hatch painted before you could even get the spoiler installed. So they came up with this design that retained the original LX wing and just stacked on top. These were wind tunnel tested and proven to work for downforce and everything else. But I'll do a full feature on all of the DECH Aero stuff coming up here shortly, so make sure you guys stay tuned in for that. But to go into some of this other stuff, as you can see here, this is actually an original DECH Panhard bar that they didn't make very many of these, and I don't even know the numbers off the top of my head, but I have actually never come across one of these to be for sale in person before, and it was just kind of luck of the draw that I managed to get this one today. So I'm thinking that this one will actually go in my strawberry car to finish off the whole DECH theme, because that car actually originally came with the street package, which was pretty much, you know, a G-load brace, came with lowering springs, the aero kit, and the AFD2 wing, but it didn't have Panhard bar or anything too extreme to that sense. The second set of parts here, and these, I just can't believe how red these are. These are brand new, never installed DECH grabbers, and these I've used a number of times. These actually get bolted on your rear differential where the lower control arms go, and your lower control arm ends up getting relocated and getting bolted through this lower bolt here. And what this does is it actually ends up lowering your car about 3/4 of an inch, and it just kind of changes your overall pinion angle and just the overall ride height of your car. That would help with traction and better cornering. Now, today in this day and age, Maximum Motorsport makes something similar to this, but it's integrated into their lower control arms already. You'll see their control arms kind of swoop down, and what they do is that they're essentially just dropping the mounting point of the factory position of where their control arms are. That, you know, this does as well, just older technology, right? So to be able to come across this original DECH stuff is extremely important to me as a DECH advocate and huge time promoter and fan. So this was actually the best part of the trip. The Borbets obviously were an incredible part as well, and then getting some of all this other stuff, which some of it's already been brought inside. But yeah, overall a good trip. I'm sure many of you guys love those little trips as well. Always bring extra cash, guys, and always be ready to negotiate on the spot when you're going to buy something, because you never know what that person might have. And this guy knew. He knew who I was. He had it all laid out outside of his garage. He only had what you could maybe call a single car garage, and he was just trying to get it cleaned out. So did really well today in terms of the parts, not gonna lie. And you know, stuff like this, I got the red Ford Motorsport wires that will go on that 5-liter engine that we did the compression test on, because that'll be a perfect, nice way of dressing that up once it's all freshened up and ready to go. Got these yellow, what are these? I would have thought, yeah, they're Excel. These can go in the 93 yellow convertible lemon drop build, and got some real nice Ford Motorsport valve covers here. So, man, great day, great find, great weather. Just wanted to share it with you guys. So lots coming on the channel. Got a car getting dropped off tomorrow, coming to get a DECH kit installed, so we're gonna have that. So a lot of content coming soon, guys, so hang in there for that. Make sure you subscribe, follow. Loving all the comments and the support that I'm getting on social media, trying to make sure that I have more content coming. So that's it, guys. Have a great day.